We have always assumed that a primal force is required for a circling system like the solar system to be able to run at all. We have also assumed that the primal force for the solar system is the rotating gravitational field of the Milky Way. But in order for the Milky Way to rotate, it also needs a primal acceleration. This could perhaps come from another galaxy. Then this other galaxy in turn needs a primal acceleration. It can't always go on like this, because then the universe would ultimately need God's help. If a system such as the solar system could run forever without the need for an external force, as has been described by the previous theory, such a system would be like a perpetual mobile, which has already been convicted by earthly people as impossible. But the solar system is an ever-moving system, and so is the Milky Way. And the whole universe consists of innumerable such systems. If nature is a natural thing without a godlike force behind it, could such a system be similar to a perpetual mobile after all? There are now many such magnetic perpetual mobile using the permanent magnet, which can be seen on YouTube. We have not been able to check whether they really work. Nor do we know whether a perpetual motion machine using a magnet can actually be called such. But using the magnet, it should theoretically be possible to construct a device so that it can move forever without needing additional energy. After all, the magnetic force can do work and produce energy from it. We take the Earth and the Sun as an example. We now know that the Sun and the Earth are accelerated and grarotated by a primal acceleration in a direction perpendicular to the ecliptic. The resulting rotations drive each other with the gravitational field forces and run around each other on an ecliptic plane. Would it be possible that the two could be propelled and grarotated by mutual gravitations instead of primal acceleration? And with the resulting rotating gravitational fields propel each other again? With this in mind, let's do a thought experiment. With a little force we tilt the Earth's axis by 90 degrees in its direction of rotation and at the same time switch off the primary acceleration of the solar system. At this moment, the running and rotating movements of both remain unchanged as before. But now the Sun is being accelerated from below by the vertically rotating Earth's gravitational field instead of before by the primal acceleration. And the Earth rotates in a vertical plane after the tilt and is further driven and grarotated by the Sun's gravitational field from behind instead of by the primal acceleration. Then they grarotate each other and propel each other as well. If they could run like that forever, it would already be an independent system, like a perpetual motion machine. The question now is whether the forces of the two gravitational fields are sufficient to be able to drive each other, and whether such a system can function permanently without a primal force. So the orbital angle speeds of the Earth and the Sun have not changed. Their rotational angular speeds, now created by mutual gravitational field force, are found as follows. For such a system to work, the angular velocity of one body must not be less than the angular velocity of rotation of the other. Now, for two bodies of unequal size, the rotational angular speed of the larger body, which is grarotated by a small body, is relatively smaller than vice versa. Consequently, the second condition here is the weak point of the system. Specifically for Earth-Sun, it is the rotational angular speed of the Sun grarotated by the Earth's gravitational field. And indeed, by calculation, we find that this second condition has not been fulfilled for the Earth-Sun system. In order for such a system to function at all, the rotational angular speed of the larger body must be at least as great as the orbital angular speed of the smaller body. From this one obtains the condition for such a system of two unequal bodies m and m. This is a fairly loose condition. As long as it is satisfied, any two objects can form such a two-body system that can run forever without additional energy, which we call a sovereignty system. In particular, for two identical objects, this condition is practically zero. Under this condition, two bodies, both two stars and two microscopic particles, can form a sovereignty system. It is a very simple construction and was created by a simple mechanism that is quite understandable. And such systems would have to actually exist in nature. When two bodies are bound by a system, they are seen from the outside as a single body. This system is therefore the basis of the entire material world, from very large to very small. We will see later that many mysterious natural phenomena and unsolvable physical problems can be explained realistically and concretely. However, the existence of this system, which resists human will, depends on an indispensable prerequisite, namely gravity, a natural force that nature makes available to us free of charge and inexhaustibly. Although gravity is an indisputable physical reality, this inexhaustible and free force somehow doesn't look so natural. We will deal with this further. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.